Busy Bee Jewelry, and today I just had a little extra resin left over from the project I was doing right before this that you'll see in another video. I'm not sure before or after this one for when I post it, but I wanted to go ahead and use this up. So I want to try to do just a first layer of resin on these, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this blue of the alcohol ink, and I'm going to mix in as well some of the sinker white to that, and I just want to see, you know, how that's going to come out. And then I'm going to do a layer, let that cure, and then come back tomorrow and put in some flowers and other, you know, cool stuff, and then cover them with clear resin to make some more jewelry pieces. So let me move this one out of the way so you can see. Just gonna drop in a few drops of this blue. I definitely want it to have a good bit of color, so just gonna stir in that blue so I know what I'm working with before I put the white in. I'm hoping to make kind of more of a, I guess you would call it like a teal blue. I'm sorry, the lighting today is kind of a mess because the sun is coming in through this back window here. All right. Let's see what happens with this. More white, maybe a lot more white. Okay, that could be interesting to have it be more of like a marbly blue. I might actually really like that. It's not quite the teal color I was going for, but I'm gonna put just a little bit more, and hopefully I'm not putting too much to like overdo it with this, but I like that color, it's really pretty. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pour this and just see how I like it. It shouldn't take much. Just trying to do the back layer of these. That's a very pretty blue. I'm gonna have to experiment some more to get that color that I'm thinking of, that I want. I'm not sure exactly what I need to do to make that color. Said mix this resin for another project right before this, so it's already probably starting to cure just a little bit, getting a little tacky or whatever. There. Okay, I think that's a really pretty blue. I like how that turned out. It was not quite the blue I was going for, but I really like it. So like I said, I'll do some experimenting and see what colors to mix to kind of get the color I'm going for, but for now I like how this turned out, and I will come back tomorrow and put the flowers and stuff in on these, so I will see you there. Okay, it's the next morning and these cured overnight. So I think what I'm going to do this morning is just place the flowers down in them, because you can probably hear baby boy is awake, so I don't want to do any work with resin while he's down here. But I can go ahead and start placing all the dried flowers. And I was thinking of maybe using some of these like fun shimmery things in them, and maybe some of these stars, which are really cool. I like the little shiny star things, so I might use some of those and just try to make something a little different here. I'm definitely seeing these pink flowers and thinking they would be really good. And some of these, just trying to flip through to see what else I have. Definitely gonna need to get some more dried flowers soon. All right, well, let's start with these pink ones. I think I'll start with this tray back here. This is kind of a different one. It could be cool. And one of those. I do like the look of these. You know, those fit like perfectly in that shape, so we'll probably do like one of each. Even add a little white one in there maybe. Maybe this one I'll do some of those sparkles around, or I could do one of these cool green leafy things like down underneath of that to give it a little extra. Maybe we do that. Put this in first. If I'm gonna do that, it might need a smaller flower. Let's see. Yeah, like that's pretty. Let's add that little green there. That's cool, I like that. I might. Put that one back for now, and then I've got these even bigger pink ones. And maybe these I'll do that around them. Let's see. I'm not sure exactly how that'll look once the resin goes on, but that could be really cool. I'll just have to pour it very carefully when I do go to pour it. Try that. Maybe I'll do the same thing in this one, but use the stars. These are so fun. I did some earrings out of these. If you guys saw the short that I made of that, they turned out really cute. Yeah, it's just something kind of fun, a little different. And on these real little ones, I do see these orange flowers down here, and these yellow ones I want to use on something with this blue. Let's see. Just these little orange ones. On these little ones, I'll go ahead and add in some of the bees. Might even do one, big one as well. Or maybe in these. Oh yeah, that bright silver is gonna look so cool on the blue. Make sure, try to get these fairly matching because I think they will be earrings. That is a different style bee. Let me see. This is the same one. I like that. Okay, there, I like those two. Just kind of took my time to sort out what I wanted to do with those. So then I've got a sparkle in this one. For these two, I've done this cool thing with the flowers where I've cut them in half and had them coming, cool, yeah, baby boy agrees, coming out the side. And so I think I'm gonna try to do that with these. So let me go grab some scissors. I'm gonna make that happen. All right, I've got the scissors. So might want to put bees in these in a second, but let's see. I could, wondering about like, something like that and a half flower. I'm not sure. Let's get these flowers cut first and see how much of the space they take up. I think I'll try to cut this one. Nope. I'm gonna try to cut it right here where it's already missing some petals. I just want to go straight across. Okay, this side definitely got a good straight lines. So see, just make it come out like that. I don't like that one so much. Unless I did something like that. Is kind of cool. That's a little different. I like that. Maybe we'll do this pink one. Cool. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that is fun. So then maybe I do a bee in these as well. We have it down here at the bottom. Line up. Same on this one. Very cool. Alright, so those are all laid out. When I come back a little bit later, eventually today, when baby boy will take a nap for me, then I will go ahead, and I wanted to, because there's a lot going on in each of these, I think I definitely want to do the epoxy resin over top of them instead of the UV, just because I've been having issues with bubbles and stuff with the UV resin. So I think these will be easier to do with just the regular epoxy. And I will do that. So I will see you guys when I come back to fill these in. Alright, so baby boy is taking his nap, so I'm back to go ahead and pour the resin over top of everything that I did earlier and see how this goes. I'm interested to see what happens with these sparkles, if I can kind of keep them in the same place or if I should have maybe done that slightly differently. So we'll see what happens. I've already got my resin mixed up here, and I may have mixed too much. If I did, I will use it for something else before it cures, so I'm not wasting any. Just gonna give it one final little stir here, make sure it's all mixed up nicely. Should be pretty good to go. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna start pouring. I think I'll start from the top and just kind of work my way down. Like to kind of pour it in and then wiggle things around to make sure they're in place and there's no bubbles. And I'll also probably have to like go back and add, you know, a little bit of resin in here and there where they don't get fully filled in. But I'm really liking how these turned out. I think they're gonna look really pretty. I've been mentioning this in the last couple of videos. I'm really trying to go and do some craft shows this summer, so I'm really trying to crank out some products here so I have a lot to display when I go. Okay, the sparkles seem to kind of be staying in place for the most part. I do want some of them to kind of float up, you know, so you can see them. So that's good. do this one. Comment down below what other colors you think I should try to do as like backgrounds on these. This has been a design that I've definitely been into recently. Alright, let's see how the star sparkles do on this one. Okay, looks like they pretty much stayed in place. I can go ahead and pour these and then I'll go back and mush those around a little. Tried to cover the window a little bit. I really need to get curtains over here by my workstation because I am able to cover down here where you guys can see on the camera, but the sun is blaring in on the side of my face. It is making me very hot while I'm working. As always, bubbles under these big flowers for sure. And I like to use this end to push the flowers down because the metal end sometimes kind of breaks them a little bit as I'm pushing. So that's not cool. I'm gonna kind of push these sparkles around a little bit to really spread them out and make sure they're showing up. The stars really show up well. I like those. These, maybe if they're closer to the top layer there. Let's see how that works. Same with the stars. I'm just gonna kind of spread them out. Cute. Those bigger ones will probably end up being keychains that'll be, you know, either like freebie add-ons or go with like a little set or something like that. Alright, I think maybe I got all the bubbles. I will probably come back and check these in like 5 to 10 minutes to make sure that none came up while they're just kind of chilling here, but that's one thing that's nice about the epoxy resin is you can give it that few minutes to make sure there's no bubbles and stuff like that. So alright, well that's it for now on these, and I will see you when I'm ready to take them out. Alright, so these are completely cured and I think they turned out really cool. I think these two are definitely going to make really neat keychains, and then the rest will be jewelry, probably necklaces, earrings. I think these square ones could still make some kind of cool earrings, so we'll see, you know, just how those look. But I'm going to go ahead and take these out and get this all finished up. Oh, and I did, I had some extra of that black left over, so that's just, I put that in here, so I'll have to go in and put some other stuff, flowers, whatever in these, and then cover those. So I'm going to leave that, but I'm just going to take all of this stuff out. Go ahead and start with these. Awesome. Love how those turned out. And the other keychain. Definitely like that pink on the blue. Looks really nice. the earrings. These are going to be very cute. Get these rectangular ones out. Get the small ones first in here. Cute, yeah. I like how those turned out. Got like a little scene going on, little butterflies. Bees. I'm losing it this morning. These look pretty good. I feel like the flowers kind of moved a little bit, but they're still neat. I like them. I'll make a nice little necklace for sure. I like the pink one, I think, is my favorite of the two. All right, well, that's it for that set. I will put the loops and chains and all that on these and get them ready. These are probably a set that I'll have at the craft show that I'm gonna try to do. So those will not be up on the website, but I'll probably do more similar to these that will go up on the website. But for now, I'm gonna save some of my stuff for the craft show for now. But that is it for now, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like the content, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!